I have been overjoyed by the response to my sponsored athlete search. Thank you so much for your interest, and I'm so excited to have such a wonderful choice of individuals to choose from. Now, back in the day, when I had my first sponsorship, I did not have a large social media following. I was just beginning to win titles, and I had just moved out of the novice class into the open class, and I was beginning to win championships. This was the asset that probably made me appealing to my first sponsor, because back in those days, it was like 2010, 2011, and there was not very much social media around. Facebook had only just started. There was no Instagram. There was hardly anything. YouTube had kind of just got up and running. So there wasn't really much happening. So therefore, they were looking for athletes with some good titles. To add to this, I was already using products from that sponsor. It is so important to know your sponsor's product and to already be using it and to understand it, because as the sponsored athlete, you are promoting this product and this brand. Sponsorship is an agreement. The brand or the company who is doing the sponsoring and the athlete or the individual who is receiving the sponsorship. First and foremost, you need to understand the product or service that your brand is providing, because this is what you're going to be presenting and promoting for them. Sponsorship is not a present. Sponsorship is an agreement. First and foremost, you have to make your sponsors money. They are watching you and are tracking the sales and the inquiries that they receive from the promoting and the representing that you are doing of their brand and their work. It is a huge privilege to be a sponsored athlete. This is a much sought after position for many an aspiring bodybuilder. But it also adds an element of pressure. The sponsored athlete has to look the part, play the part, and achieve the successful results for both themselves and for the brand that they are representing. In the time that I have had sponsored athletes, I've had some great athletes who have represented me very well, and they have increased my brand awareness, and I've also had athletes who did not do this so well. I'm currently looking for the perfect person to tick all these boxes. I am now happily retired from my pro competing in figure. However, when I was a highly successful athlete, I was sponsored by 7 major, well-known bodybuilding brands and products. So I know exactly what it takes to promote my sponsors. I was fortunate enough to be sponsored from 2011 to 2018. This spanned most of my amateur and all of my pro career. But this was no walk in the park. I had to work hard to retain these sponsorships, while balancing my own training, my own nutrition, my posing practice, all of my coaching business, and my young family. As I got better and better at using social media over the years, showing up at events, working the public, and continuing my onstage success, I was understanding exactly what was working to attract people towards the brands that I was representing. And it kind of steamrolled for me. I was gaining sponsorship momentum, and additional brands were asking me to represent them. It is a lot of fun to be a sponsored athlete, and you will get to have services and products and experiences and successes that you would not be able to achieve alone. You will be supercharged into fame. This in itself, though, has its own pressures. I am looking for a sponsored athlete who can take it all in their stride. This person should be able to happily represent me, promote my products and services, and achieve at an exceptional level on stage, and be able to execute all their posing and their training to the standard that I expect. This individual also must have an awareness of business and be eye-catching with their posts on social media. Your videos and posts need to be informative, interesting, and good to look at. My sponsored athlete needs to mention my brand and my products constantly. When I sponsor an athlete, it is well in excess of $2,000 per year. I am going to propel you into success, and I expect the same from you. Some of you already have an advantage. The girls who are currently on my JM team or the ladies who have used my products or services have the advantage because they already understand what my level of coaching and programming and success is all about. If you have already invested in my products and services, you too will already have an idea of what Johanna Mountford coaching is all about. For those of you who have never experienced any of my coaching products or services, you will need to learn about this. Have a look at my website, www.johannamountfort.com, and stay tuned for more information on the next step on how you can be the chosen one to be my 2020 Johanna Mountfort sponsored athlete.